I'm going to summon my best Stephen A. for this segment, in which he was just ridiculous, or in his words, blasphemous.
This is a man that arrived in LA and delivered the championship.
First of all, I highly object to your use of the word delivered, as if this was not a delivery from the likes of Caruso, Caldwell Pope, Kuzma, Danny Green, Rajon Playoff Rondo, Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, and of course, Anthony Davis. In a league that was completely flipped upside down, a league in which an injured, depleted Heat team came out of the East, a league in which the Golden State Warriors did not even make the playoffs. And the year before, LeBron James, who at this point in his career had already anointed himself as the greatest of all time, could not get a young, talented core in Los Angeles into the playoffs. But you are going to give him the credit of delivering the championship the next year. That is the flukiest championship that you could even dream up.
Albeit in the bubble. Some people will sit up there and say, you know what, that's not the same. I'll tell you what, might have been harder. Not playing in front of crowds, not being enthused.
Stephen A. Need I remind you, you're talking about a man who crumbles under pressure and then are going to say that he wouldn't thrive better in an atmosphere that's like being at practice? It was better for LeBron James. If I may. If you can't get up for the NBA title, if you need a crowd around you or some other sort of cheerleading squad in order for you to mentally get up to win the championship, then something else is wrong here.
Watching the world be ravaged by COVID-19.
I'm beside myself on this one. Am I to understand that you sat right here and said that NBA players suffered because they had to go to a playground with all their buddies, with everything in the entertainment world that they wanted, and play basketball for a few months? And you call that suffering?
Having to live in a bubble away from your family and friends and all of this other stuff.
And then you have the audacity to go on television and say that NBA players were suffering because they were separated from their families. Yes, because when we think of family men who do not cheat, the number one group of people that we think of are NBA athletes. Are you out of your damn mind? They had prostitutes brought into that place by the truckload. You're telling me that when COVID hit, and every man in America said he'd rather have a disease than have to be at home with his wife and kids all day, the NBA players suffered? You just offended every man at home, and don't you pretend that you don't love the fact that you got flown away from your family for all of these games.
Not dealing with a level of normalcy that you're accustomed to. One could make the argument that that was a more difficult championship to capture than anything.
Now, I love the man. I love him as a person, as a player. I have the deepest respect for him. But the man is a bum.